Whamma ding dong, y'all. Welcome to episode 2 of the Level With You show. My name is Wiley Olmstead. This is Tyler Hadley.
Howdy, guys.
I'm Anthony Duart, and I do art.
I'm Brapton DiGiorno.
Sorry for forgetting to introduce your names there. We're still working this thing out. This is only the second episode of what we hope to be a long-running and highly influential video game podcast. We are 4 gentlemen from Western Massachusetts, and we just want to...
Join forces!
Exactly.
Huzzah!
I'm not putting my hand up. That's stupid.
So last week was our first episode, and we had a good time, and we're pretty much continuing with the same format this week. The way that I like to start the show after we've given our little hello, nice to meet you spiel is, what was the highlight of your week? Tyler?
So, the highlight of my week this past week is I have just recently started house hunting.
You don't say.
I do say.
Oh, no way. That's like a 3-way round.
And
You're almost ready to
so
watch
I looked
Friends.
I looked at a few houses. I'm gonna be this is my first house I'm buying.
That's a big deal.
That's a big word, buying.
It is a big deal. And I looked at 3 so far. 2 of them were shitholes, and the other one was actually really nice, small house, quaint.
And the third thing I'm sensing, it starts with an H.
Oh well,
They built the house around it.
The yard, it was nice. It was
Fence.
nicely landscaped. Had a nice
dog?
patio. And patio, I said patio. And the walls it was nicely decorated. Walls were nice colors.
Okay.
And
Get to the main thing.
I'm sensing something with water, and it's not a bed. You can't sleep in it. You could if you wanted to, but you'd probably die.
I want to say hot dog.
so can you guys tell that I've talked about this already with these folks? But I want to talk about it with you. It's just you and me, you guys. Come on. But anyway,
They're waiting.
I'm going to spoil it if you don't say it. I'm going to say what it is because I know what it
fucking
is.
scream.
I will do it. I'm going to do it.
let me tell you about the basement, though.
Oh, my God.
The basement was nice and big. It was open. I could make a new studio in there. It's pretty sweet. And to top it all off,
It had a giant
it had an
strawberry-covered
kitchen.
hot tub. It had a hot tub. It's a hot tub. There's a hot tub in it.
There's a hot tub.
There was a hot tub. in
Hot
it.
tub.
And thanks for ruining it, Anthony.
I can't stand it.
I wanted to tell
It's
them
not like-
myself.
It's not like this is our 4th attempt, and we don't even know if it'll save. But that's what you get when you let your heart win.
That's a secret.
When new. We
professionals
don't know
here.
what to do.
Secret as a trade secret. Drug and Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
Quesadillas.
the hot tub was directly off of the master bedroom. It was heart-shaped. It wasn't heart-shaped.
You got me. You got me there. You
You
got me
invented the
excited.
second time.
Straight out of The Sims. So the thing is, the hot tub was
Oh,
too,
good.
hot tub was too big. Me and my stepdad, who's also my realtor, he talked about how he thought when the house was built in like 1975, that they just built the house around the hot tub.
So it was just a stray hot tub before that?
Just hanging out.
Someone's like, I don't
Yeah,
need this
probably.
hot tub anymore.
I'm
You
sure
know what? This
they
is an
put it
open
there.
lot. I'm gonna just throw it there.
A whole
and
bunch
hope-
of land.
How many could fit comfortably in this hot tub?
Probably 6
Whoa. So
So
easily.
plenty of
Yeah.
bitches is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm going to bring all my 2 cats.
Hear that, ladies? Heart-shaped hot tub.
All right. Moving on.
Nirvana.
Highlight of your week, Anthony?
It was great.
I worked a lot. I slept a lot. I started Stardew Valley, which was cool. So I got that going. That was really nice. It was very relaxed. Only get to play 2 days of that because I went to go see a band minus the Bear on Friday that was playing at a local club, and that was really neat. And then Saturday I went to go see the same band at a thing called the Tulip Festival in Albany, and that was pretty awesome, except I was so wet because it was raining all day, and that was sad.
Was there a lot of flowers there?
I don't know. I really didn't see any flowers, which is weird.
Any
No
tulips,
tulips.
maybe?
Yeah, I didn't see any tulips, but I might have just not been looking hard
Why
enough.
do I have to call it that?
I've heard of Minus the Bear. What kind of music is that?
I'm very bad at classifying music, but if I had to say, well, the banner behind it from the radio station that they were playing with said the real alternative, and I was like, that's lame. But I guess they're all like alternative, like very mellow, kind of chill kind of
Pedal
music.
board.
The real
Oh, boy.
alternative
Are
indie
they like
rock
OAR?
guys.
That's pretty
Are they
cool.
like OAR?
Who is that?
Or
I don't know.
They're like
Okay.
Guar, yeah.
yeah, just like
Never
Guar.
mind,
No, I'm
never
sa-
mind.
like I said, I'm bad at music, but no, they're nice. They're nice and relaxed, and they're cool.
They're great.
But that was nice. Did that, and then I started Overwatch. I bought that, and I started that. Played for 25 minutes, and I slept for 16 hours, which is really cool. But it was nice, and that was pretty much it for my week.
All right, sounds like a lot of highlights.
A lot of highlights in my hair.
Excellent.
All right, how about you, Brandon?
I did not work a disgusting, inhumane amount.
That's always good.
I avoided 2 shifts out of 3 this week before my big break. And
That's a big
I've
boy.
been playing also Overwatch. And I started Prey last night, which was it's pretty good so far. Dive a little more into that later.
We get to our video game section.
Yeah, you're just hearing about my week. What else did I do? Went grocery shopping. That was sick. Got some sick deals. $5
Exciting.
pizza. What else? Oh, made friends with a turtle. Befriended the turtle. Stepped on him near a pond.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Did you apologize? You're like, hey man.
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
he was being a dick. He bit my fingy.
Dick turtle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
He was a dick.
Why did you bite your finger? Were you like,
I
playing
put my
around with him?
finger in there and he bit it.
Well, yeah, that's why. In his
What?
shell or by his mouth?
No, it was by his mouth. He was out.
What do you think it is? I see
You
a
didn't
big
really
thing.
step on a turtle, did
It's a hot dog.
Why would I step on a turtle?
Okay. Just clearing that up for the audience.
I thought you were
I
being serious.
love turtles.
But did he bite you?
No, I didn't.
You never even found a turtle.
No, I didn't. Welcome, Anthony.
Welcome. This is
Joining
this is a real
joining the show now, Anthony
Yeah.
Duarte. Who
Touch
does
him.
art.
Keep in mind, if
Story time.
Brandon ever says anything that offends you, he didn't really mean it, or he just made it up.
It's sarcastic and lying.
Yeah.
And I go
All
to
right.
animal school
So
because
now we're
lion's
gonna
my
move on
last
to
name.
the, what we've been playing section of the show. We'll hop right in with Tyler Hadley. I know you've been playing some of that Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Always-
what is that? I heard it's a
always-
game.
We're always playing the Overwatch. I got these 2 baboons over here into it. They both picked it up.
The meatball man, look it
so
up.
These guys are. I'm now their mentor. I'm gonna train them in the ways of the watch, not the Night's Watch, the Overwatch.
I don't like watches. Make my hand feel weird.
I don't like watches either, but Overwatches I like.
Overwatch is cool. It's pretty good so far.
I've been playing a lot of games. I've been doing pretty good recently. Been winning a bunch. But
How's
I'm
your
still
SR ranking?
SR ranking. So last week we talked about how I didn't know what SR stood for. This week I found out. It stands for
That number I've been so wanting to increase.
stands for season rating.
Super rare.
Not super rare.
Super rare rating.
Season rating.
Okay. And what's your season rating looking like?
Right now it's at like
It's like spring.
2100.
It's like spring, summer right now
It's
this
not
week.
bad.
It's my winter rating.
Ooh.
It's about 2100. I'm trying to get it. I really want to get to platinum, which is 2500. It goes from 0 to 5000. So
Ugh.
I'm a little. I guess if I'm not even sure like what actually like average would be, like where the majority of people lie.
Is there some sort of item that you will unlock once you get to this certain rank, or is it just
Yeah, I get a cool little emblem.
okay?
A
You
new
do.
emblem.
That's cool.
So you get an emblem.
For all you
and
guys
does that
that like
carry over
emblems.
once the next season starts? You'd be like,
Nope.
yo, I was
Nope.
You start all over.
I'm sure there's something you can
You're gonna
do
play
too.
Hearthstone
So, yeah,
instead.
Well,
gonna
I
say
mean,
it's-
you can go look at your career profile, and then you can look at like how well you did each season.
Oh wow! He made the
Yeah.
thing! One season! Oh wow, you didn't play for a while.
And that is another cool thing that I
That's
do
how
like
they do it.
about Overwatch, because you can go into your career profile and you can see like what characters you have the most hours into.
That's a nice
And
feature.
it'll
Yeah.
show you like how much damage you've done with those like average damage, how like what your win percentage is with that character. And I don't know, it's kind of a cool
So
feature.
what
I think.
character have you played the most hours with?
In this current competitive season, I've played the most hours with Mercy and Reinhardt.
Ooh.
Okay. Mercy's a healer, right?
Mercy's a healer. I'm pretty good with her. My win percentage is probably like 65% with her.
Damn.
Woo.
But I mean, I don't mind playing her when nobody else wants to play healer, but I have a lot more fun.
Just a
playing other
warning
characters.
of playing with me. I'm never gonna be a healer.
Dude, you have to
Yeah,
try
but
it
It's more
sometimes.
fun than you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
It's-
surprised.
I did it, and I mean, it's just so boring. I
Who'd
just
you
want
play as?
Talk a little louder.
beatboxer.
Oh, the beatbox? Yeah, the guy
Yeah.
I like. Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
He's
But
radius.
He's all right to start off with, but then, especially if you're a sharpshooter, I really like Zenyatta, because he's a healer, but he also like does like a good amount of damage.
That's a
Oh, wait.
guy?
He
Oh, there's
also
a-
like benefits the rest of your team. It helps them
Oh.
do more damage.
What? So,
So-
there's healers you can do damage
Yeah,
with?
like buffs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
do
really?
damage
Yeah,
with-
you can.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh.
can fight with. Yeah, like the
every
blue buff
healer,
guy.
every healer can do damage, but Mercy probably does the least amount of damage.
Mhm.
But what she does is she has the highest like healing output, and she can also damage boost allies
Mhm.
instead of
that's cool.
healing. So that's pretty cool.
You're such a team player.
And,
Look at
yes,
you.
I gotta be a team player.
It's the name of the game.
I'm always
Yeah,
in
it is
voice
the name of
chat.
the game.
Yeah,
I was playing with Widowmaker and did surprisingly well, mostly because it's all over here, not over here.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
aiming.
Yeah.
I can just hang back and snipe. But I did way better than I was expecting to with sniping for the first time.
Yeah, I suck at sniping.
How about you,
Yeah.
Anthony? What'd you play this week?
I played. So far, I started today. I played for a little bit the remastered version of Wild Arms 3 on the PS4, which was really nice. Started playing that for a little bit, and then Overwatch I just started playing as well. And then back into a little bit of last week was Stardew Valley for a bit. So I'm kind of all over the board here. So I want to kind of pick one. And I still have to beat Persona
Cool.
5. So I don't want to beat that. Play that a
And
little
Zelda,
more. So.
you dick.
Oh yeah, I still haven't beat Zelda, but I'm gonna draw that out as long as I can. So for no reason,
Sicko.
pretty freaked up. What have you been playing?
I just got Spider-Man 2 for the PS1.
Nah, it's
No,
a lie.
just kidding. I've been playing,
It's not
as they
PS1.
mentioned, Overwatch, which has been extremely fun, aside from getting my ass whooped, because most of the teams that I've gone on, what is it, casual? Is that what it's called? Or
Oh,
play?
the quick play.
Quick play.
Yeah,
Because I cannot play ranked until I'm 25.
No, really can't.
yeah. I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I got you into my party, and it's like, oh, you can't play ranked until you're level 25.
Yeah, so I guess I have a little ways to go before I get my ass seriously whooped. So at least now
Just wait.
it's off the grid, but yeah, really fun game. It's my first game playing PC controls, so still getting used to that, stretching out them hands, and yeah, I mean, it's been good. I played with Tyler for a little bit. Anthony didn't want to play with
And I mean,
us.
I hate you.
You do level up pretty fast
Yeah,
in the game, so
I-
I was like, it's not gonna take a long time to get to 25.
Yeah, I played a total of maybe like 10 games, and I think I'm level 6.
Yeah, I played it for 2 free weekends, and I got to that point.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
I mean, every time I see it go up, it's like,
Yeah, it goes up pretty
especially if
far.
you win.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like after, or at least when you're starting out, after every pretty much match, you level up,
Yeah,
and it doesn't get too much worse. I'm sure it does as you get very
super high.
Yeah.
But you also played a brand new game, and I wanted to hear some more about that.
I played Prey. It is a Jesus RPG. No, I played Prey, made by who is it?
Arcane is the
Arcane
developer,
and
Bethesda is
Bethesda.
the publisher.
And I'm probably about 8 hours into this game, but so far I've loved it. It's a good spooky game, which I wasn't really expecting. I was expecting it to be more actiony, which it has plenty of action, but it has a lot of jump scares from the Typhons, which are the bad alien parasites with no empathy, as they describe it. It's the one thing humans got on them.
Empathy.
We can have empathy,
You
according.
can feel what other the people feelings.
Yeah.
Except I can't because I'm a black alien monster.
Yeah. So
That's the
basically, you
game.
got the little ones. You got the mimics, who just look like normal objects. Coffee mugs.
Here's one now.
Fans. Yeah. Paper.
So how do you know
Paper
once
fans?
you enter a room? And I've heard a lot about these mimics that blend into environments so well. Have they caught you off guard many times?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So they're the
you
jump
end up
scares.
getting
Is
an
there
item.
anything that gives them away?
Eventually, you end up getting an item, psychoscope, something like that. And if you walk into a room with that, it will detect where they are. But you don't get that until like 6 hours in. So by at that point, I'm like, like, and also sometimes you'll just see them, but you'll never see them again. You're just like, I'm just scared for no reason, wandering around, like looking around, like where the hell is everything. Really funny though, one part, kind of a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. You go into this office, and everything is just labeled with post-it notes. Just not a mimic, not a mimic, not a mimic, not a mimic, not a mimic.
That's pretty good.
That made me laugh.
That's fun.
But
Was it something a mimic?
So what's the?
there were mimics in there.
Oh,
But they weren't labeled though.
Of course.
But yeah, the gameplay overall, I mean, it feels really well. It looks great. I like the ability to roam freely amongst the ship. I mean,
it's a first-person
yeah,
exploration game.
Yeah,
where there's lots of shooting as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I still need to play it more to get more of a feel for what's going on in the story, because I've had my times of just like wandering around, seeing where I could go, where I shouldn't be going, because I'm so bad. But I mean, I'm excited to finish it. I'm excited to play it more.
I think you've got quite a ways to go. I've heard people going to the 30 to 40 hour range.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, because I don't want it to end that fast. Because I really, really like the gameplay. It reminds me a lot of Dead Space, a lot of Alien Isolation, plus combat, Bioshock, as you mentioned off screen earlier.
I've heard a lot of comparisons.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm having fun with it.
Cool.
Can't go wrong there.
Cool, man.
Cool.
There's also
world.
a really
Nice.
great glitch in it. I mean, if you want to ruin the game when you're on a harder setting,
Oh,
and
Bethesda.
get some more ammo.
Classic glitches.
So basically, what you do is you add an item to the recycling bin, and then you right-click on it, which cuts it in half, and then you drag it down, place it. You can go and recycle it. You can also do this an infinite amount of times throughout, like probably like 40 boxes there are, but that would take forever. But after you do that, basically every time you recycle it, the mineral that you're putting in, or the constructing item, it will gain 50%. So it gains 50% every time you do that, which is kind of repetitive, but eventually once you start getting into like the hundreds, or from what I watched, I didn't get that high, it'll just like, you'll start getting like 50 per time. So you basically have infinite ammo, infinite med kits. This is a patch they're probably going to fix fairly soon. I would assume so. I don't think they intended on doing this. That was
You broke the game.
I broke
They
the
always
well,
have
the coders broke the game. I exploited it
broke.
slightly.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't got no ammo. But I'm just going to go
Help
over
me,
here.
I got no ammo.
I ain't got no ammo, and there's big creepy guys out there.
I broke
Well,
the
I hope they
game.
do patch it so you can
I broke
get
the
the
game.
authentic experience that they want
Yeah,
you to feel.
I mean, yeah.
Or you could just notch the difficulty down to normal. We'll see.
I mean, there's a Nightmare, which is the next one up, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't do that now that I could exploit that for the sake of the achievement.
Oh, silly. You should do it. Anyway.
But
If I
that's
could
too
use
late.
my Game Shark, I'd totally do Nightmare.
Oh yeah, totally hack it. The action replay.
Yeah, put that in, put the disc
But-
out.
Yeah. Next week I'll probably have some more on it, if I make it.
He might not be here next week.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Google's
It's
getting
getting
me.
pretty spooky. But yeah, overall, out of a dozen, I give it 9 eggs.
9 eggs.
3 cracked, not too bad.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's 12.
Ending up in the 75 or so percentage range.
Oh yeah. It's
How
up-
much
it's
were
up
you
there.
paid to say that?
All right, so
Play.
last podcast we did,
Eggs.
I had a whole list of games that I had played over the past couple weeks before we talked beforehand. This week I only had time to dedicate to one game, but I did have a decent amount of time to do so with. Sorry, my words are getting all jumbled. But anyway, I played a lot of Nier Automata, the PlayStation 4, I believe it's also on PC game, developed by Platinum. It's an action game, but it's also so many other things. It does a really cool job of blending genres in an interesting way. One moment you're going to be fighting people in a typical third-person character action game a la Bayonetta or Devil May Cry, where you've got your standard light attack and heavy attack. You're upgrading your weapons and things of that nature. And then randomly the game will turn into a top-down rail shooter where you're controlling a giant mech and facing robots 100 times your size. To another section of the game, you'll be hacking robots, and another section of the game you might be running around trying in a bullet hell of sorts, trying to survive while you're hopping around, jumping over all types of obstacles. So it does a very cool job of blending genres and doing so seamlessly in a way that doesn't particularly draw attention to itself, but also every time that you get to that moment, you're like, oh wow, this is something new. So over the course of the 12 to 15 hours that it took me to beat the game,
On your first playthrough.
on my first playthrough, which the game does a very interesting thing. Well, first of all, I want to give a little background about the story of the game. So I've heard that this is a somewhat sequel or a spin-off. I don't know the exact best way to phrase it to the original Nier, which came out somewhere around 10 years ago, and another game called Drakengard.
Yep.
Both which I have no experience with. Yoko Taro, I believe, is the name of the director of these games. He's very well known for his
ambiguity, and kind of like he likes to throw things in there and be very like abstract and like, I don't know what I'm doing. He showed up to a press conference with that big like head from the first Nier, which is this big gray smiley face, or it's just like this with two little dot eyes.
I mean,
He's a
those
little
are
out there.
those are in Automata as well.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that totally, I can see that now. Now that I've played this game, he seems like a very unique dude, kind of like a even more off the wall Kojima. Kojima's kind of the typical rock star game developer.
Just a
This
baller.
this is like the
He's like his
The lesser
adopted
known.
stepbrother. Like,
the lesser known, only listen to this band if you're cool type of guy. I don't know.
yeah, I'm pretty abstract. I wear masks.
So he's
and
he's only on
games.
vinyl. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. So this guy's only on vinyl. Kojima.
One
You can get
press. That's
anywhere.
it.
So anyway, the story of the game, you play as an android known as 2B, who's the
Or
most
not 2B.
sophisticated of the androids types, and your goal is to return to Earth. I should say beforehand that you are now humankind is now based on the moon, because thousands of years ago, the game takes place in the year 5000 something. An alien race came to planet Earth, wiped humanity out, or almost wiped humanity out. And all that's left behind now are these machines that the aliens employed. And now you are returning to Earth as an android, being instructed by your human overlords on the moon to wipe out the machines so that the humans can overtake the Earth.
But isn't there also another layer to it where they had something that kind of wasn't explained, but was kind of from the first Nier? They're like, it's called Project Gestalt, something like that. Like the humans are like all pretty much there on planet Earth, like, or up on the moon, but they're all like mechanical bodies or something like that, and they're split like with their consciousness on Earth. They're like spirits floating around.
You know, that is kind of flying over my head, so I need to go back and learn some more about the precursor to this game, because I don't know about what you're saying.
Yeah, there's actually, I didn't know what, I know the game was
Are
going to
you
come out.
are you playing through it again though?
I am playing through it again. So one thing the game does that's really cool is once you complete the game, it kind of gives you a notification at the end. It's like, congrats on playing through our game. You still have much more story to uncover, as well as more gameplay to experience. So
Sounds like a
Do it
girl
again.
you've had sex with for the first time. It's like, hey, you did great, but you've got a lot to learn. Come on back.
We'll see you next time.
well, not the worst metaphor I've ever heard.
And if I had
Anyway,
time.
so I jumped back into it right away, thinking, I'll see what it's all about. Do I really want to go through all this again? And I was pleasantly surprised to see that not only was I seeing new things that I hadn't played through in my first time, I was learning to appreciate the things that I had played even more so because of the new things that I was seeing. So it was giving me a new perspective on what I'd already done, and I was doing completely new things. So while it does recycle a lot of the same gameplay, like you're fighting similar bosses or maybe the same boss, but you're coming at it from a different angle, I don't want to give away a spoiler that might
Yeah, don't.
spoil the game.
Yeah, I don't want to give away a spoiler, but they do it in a very interesting way that makes it so you want to come back to it your second time through. And I'm the type of person that once I usually see credits in a game, I'm done. I don't want to go back and play it again.
Same.
Like maybe a year or two from now, something like that. But I was really stoked to see that, I'm going to get a lot more than my initial 14 hours out of it. Especially now that I know what I'm doing, I feel like my second playthrough is going to take me maybe half that time because I'm not going to spend so much time dilly-dallying. I really want to find out what's going to go on in the story, where these, just find more about the world. And the game has 26 endings, which is crazy.
That's an
It's
insane
disgusting.
amount. That's like Chrono Trigger. There's like
Since
there's
we're,
a lot of
we're talking about
Chrono
replaying
Trigger.
through games. Am I the only one who's replayed Skyrim?
I tried.
To be honest, I've never actually finished the main quest of Skyrim.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
What do you
I've
mean?
probably put
Really?
75 or more.
That's understandable though. I mean, with all
I
the
just
stuff
got
you
to a
have
point where
do
it was
with
like,
There's so much to do. You're
I've
busy
done all the
boy.
Dark Brotherhood missions. I've done all the Stormcloak missions. I've done all the Thief missions. I've done all the whatever.
Did you do all the thief
I did.
missions? Even the little baby quests where you gotta restore the guild?
Yeah, I restored
Yep.
the guild to its former
Good.
glory.
Alright,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah.
Got voted #1 RPG of all time by
Oh
Game
yeah, we
Informer.
were okay. What do we think of that?
I don't know.
I
Eh,
firmly stand by it.
it's very
Yeah.
RPG.
I love Skyrim. I have played through that game probably 4 times, doing all the stuff we just mentioned.
Why did you just randomly decide? to bring
Because
up
I have a
Skyrim?
seasonal job and I have winters. Where I
No,
just
I'm just saying that like the Skyrim thing kind of came out of nowhere. I'm not.
we were talking about it earlier. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just it's
We
there.
were talking about replaying through games, and I
Games.
meant to bring it up before, but I forgot to.
Yeah.
But what's the highest level you've hit?
46.
I don't remember. Probably somewhere around
Yeah.
there. Like man, I think
I feel like I was in like my 50s or
I think
something.
like maybe 50s.
I thought I played a lot. too.
72
Nice.
for 2 characters.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I never got the Daedric armor that I heard so much about.
Dude, it's sexy.
Oh yeah, I
Pretty
never got
good.
that either. How did you had to like craft that, right?
Yeah.
Out of bones.
Yeah,
and
Yeah, you had to like.
That's Dragon
scan
Bones,
it.
That was
Yeah.
Dragon
I
Ball.
Dragon Ball.
I
Dragon
sold,
Ball
was
was
I
better,
sold on my
but-
Dragon Bones.
Oh, yeah, it's so heavy.
Yeah, fucking weighted tall.
I
Just
actually
we buy the house
You
first.
know how they came out with the Skyrim Special Edition last year?
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was the remaster.
That's why I
Um,
played it again.
Oh, you did? Okay. So I went back and played it, and I still think that it does so many things amazingly well. I think it does a fantastic job of making you feel like you are this character,
You are the Skyrim.
giving you pretty much unparalleled freedom to complete quests in whatever order you like, kind of tell your own tale, despite the fact that there is a main narrative. It does that incredibly well. The game looks super cool. I love the verticality of the mountains. I love just it does an excellent job of making you feel like you are in Skyrim. I think better than just about any game it's done before.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has a lot of shortcomings when it comes to combat that are hard to overlook for me. That has played other games,
Like
since.
killing a dragon with an arrow.
Well, yeah, that too. But also just the wandering into these. There are so many different labyrinths underground where you just fight dreg after dreg, and you just kind of hack and hack away. And I never found it to be particularly exciting. Like the best parts of the game for me were always just
Too familiar.
making decisions, really, or like not, and learning the consequences of those decisions. Do I want to save this person? Do I want to murder them? Do I want to join this righteous guild that's trying to destroy the Dark Brotherhood, or do I want to be the most evil bastard ever and kill this person at their wedding?
That is incredibly satisfying,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but I enjoy all the game time.
You enjoyed all of it?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
love Skyrim. You want to know the name of my character / what class it is?
Sure.
All right, so I have my newest character is a sneaky little kitty cat. He's a Khajiit, and I named him Cat Williams.
It's pretty good.
What class is he? What do you make him? What does he specialize in?
He's just a little archer, little kitty cat.
Does he
You know,
do stand up?
Sneaks
Oh,
around,
nice.
steals. He's
stand-up?
taller
Does he
than
do
the
stand-up?
actual Cat Williams. It's also spelled C-A-T. So
So
Yeah.
avoid copyright.
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't want to get in trouble.
I felt Skyrim was very like it was very exciting. For
You guys
the
keep
first
talking
time.
shit about Skyrim.
Oh,
We're
I'm
not
talking
shit.
so much
I think it's a fantastic
shit
game.
about Skyrim.
Okay, go on.
Go on.
Shit.
Talk your shit.
Shit. So it's good. It's very cool if you like the first time experience. It's amazing. It blows your mind. There's so much like for my first time playing through, but it does. I feel I can agree hit a point where it's like all the dungeons do hit a copy paste kind of feel. Where it's like okay, cool. It's like all their different layouts and they're not randomly generated, but you're doing the same thing in all the random dungeons. Go to it. Go to the middle. Fight maybe a mid boss. Get their treasure. Go to the end. Fight the one boss at the end. Get their treasure. Then leave through a conveniently placed tunnel that can get you right out by the entrance somehow, and you're like, oh wow, I wish I could just done this sooner and got the treasure.
The thing that's funny is grocery stores don't even act like that. They don't have just like an exit out the back. It's like, oh, you're done, go, leave. You
Well,
have to
that's
go
why
all
the
the way
exit-
back around.
All the way to
Sky-
the
Grocery stores are you going to? The exits are right by the cash registers.
All of them.
Bork.
Literally all of them.
Barf.
Oh, you said they do have that or don't?
No, they don't.
Most of them do.
They
Yeah,
don't.
grocery
No, I
stores
mean
or
exits
dungeons?
towards the back.
Dungeons?
Dungeon,
Usually they have the bathrooms
grocery
in the back.
stores.
Yeah, they have the bathrooms in the back sometimes.
I don't give a fuck about the
I
bathrooms.
give a fuck about the bathrooms.
Why?
Would you gonna poop really bad? I'm like, I gotta go, and you're already somewhere, and you're like, well, there's a grocery store, so I might have to poop.
So,
Jeez.
You
Well, I do
can't
have to
leave
poop.
through the back. That's the point.
Unless you're in a play.
anyway,
Or
we
a
all
woman.
like Skyrim. It's a fantastic game. Some more than others.
Cat
Anyway,
Williams.
I like Dragon Age better.
You like Dragon
No,
Age?
no,
better?
Which-
I don't.
which-
I
which
was,
one?
I was
Down
about to
there.
freak out and
The
flip this table.
first one is a pretty good argument.
I do
The
not.
first one's
I think
good.
we're gonna
Not Skyrim,
wrap
but it's
up
good.
the what we've been playing section for this week. Sorry,
And
things got a little
a nice
testy
little
there
bow
towards
on
the
it.
end.
If you don't like
we're-
it, you can stop watching and unsubscribe, right, guys?
We don't care.
No, please
Please,
watch.
come on.
Please watch.
Anyway.
Subscribe.
Yeah, that about does it for the first part of the show. Once we get back, we're going to delve into the top 5 news stories of the week that, caught our eye that we wanted to talk about a little bit. So we'll see you shortly.
Spoiler: I don't watch the news.
1 to 10. How good is Shaq?
Welcome back, guys, to the second half of our show, where we delve into a little bit of the interesting video game news that caught our eye during this week. Again, I'm Wiley Olmstead. This is Tyler. This is Anthony. That's Brandon.
Yeah, you know.
Brapton.
Anyway, we're going to get right into it here. So, as I was perusing, as you do when you're looking for things to talk about on a podcast, I noticed that there were 2 sports game-related announcements that I
Shut
thought
up.
were
I
at
like
least
sports.
worth briefly touching upon, just because they're 2 sports figures that have seemed like they have a
Figures
lot of
or
prevalence.
icons?
Icons.
Or action
I would
figures.
I would go
So
with
anyway,
icons.
The Madden 2018 cover athlete is going to be none other than
Shazam!
Say it.
New England's own Tom Brady.
Oh,
Wow!
wrong one.
The GOAT!
So the first time ever in history where there's been 2 Madden covers in a row with the same team. Last year was Gronk.
Oh.
Rob Gronkowski.
I saw him at Dunkin' Donuts a lot.
He got
So-
injured.
Yeah, so that's an interesting fact.
Isn't that the
Apparently,
curse, too?
There's going to be some type of greatest of all time mode. I don't know what that's going to be like. Maybe it'll be something similar to
Only the greatest can play it. Only Tom Brady can play that mode. So it's basically him versus
It's a
him.
full team of
The
Tom
full team
Brady's
of him.
against Tom
Him and I
Brady's.
think his wife is also subscribed to.
We should mention that we are from New England. We podcast out of Massachusetts. Anyway.
Or do
Yeah.
we?
Either way, I am actually super excited about this because I love sports and I don't care who knows. No, but I am actually not that big into sports, but I
love
like
how you're,
I like
embarrassed to admit that you like sports.
Well, yeah.
Wow,
Like,
you
that's the
nerd.
uncool thing these days.
It is in this group.
It's not.
Apparently.
I like sports as well.
I like sports. I like
Oh,
sports games.
I've never heard you guys talk about sports.
It's
'cause you're
just
too busy-
Anthony. He's just.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
fuck
hates
me,
it.
right?
you
It's-
goddamn
yeah.
buffer.
Just Anthony's too loud. He overpowers us.
That's true.
My opinions and ideas don't represent the show.
No,
Disclaimer.
but Tom Brady's obviously the best. Shaq is
Okay, we didn't even get to that part yet.
the.
Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay. Second part of the announcement.
Well, first part, I have a question. You,
You
said
can go
you said
ahead
he
and
got
announce
injured,
it,
right?
Brandon. Go ahead.
He got injured, right, Gronk?
On the cover, for
Okay, you got
some
injured. No one
reason,
cares.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that
Oh,
happens.
oh,
It's the
oh,
curse.
the curse, the Madden curse.
the Madden
Okay.
curse. Whatever athlete is featured on the cover of Madden. So some say
gets injured
Gets
the
injured.
following season.
Yeah.
And that's very true.
That's not
And
gonna
I
happen
apologize
to Tom
for
Brady.
rudely.
He's just
very
gonna lose his
rudely
jersey
interrupting
again
you.
and be like, "Where did it go? I don't know." Somebody
Tom
took it."
Brady
Oh.
breaks curses.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, and
fuck
knees
you
and ankles
and your
and hopes.
curse.
Anyway, I wonder if the mode that they're going to implement is something similar to what we saw in NBA 2K11, which was the Michael Jordan edition.
Oh yeah,
So that had a cool mode where you had to replay 15 games from his career, where you had to get a certain amount of points, a certain amount of rebounds.
That's
And
sick. I
it
didn't
was-
even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that
it
mode
was.
was awesome.
It was
I
really
loved
cool.
it.
Yeah, and so like you would play as like Game 1 of the
Yeah.
1989 Celtics Bulls Eastern Conference Finals or
Did they have
something,
the big
where you
Sox?
had to score 63 points or else you wouldn't get the achievement. It was
He got 63 points in a game.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
disgusting.
Oh, he got more than
Good
that.
for
I think
him.
his record was in 69.
Whoa!
Nice.
I saw
Oh,
that
what a
coming.
You
Yeah,
think he did
same.
that intentionally?
Probably.
I know Gronk would have.
And that mode was really cool because you really kind of like played through his entire career from like young Michael Jordan to like retirement.
Space
Yeah.
Jam Michael
To,
Jordan.
to baseball, golf.
Besides the Wizards portion, they didn't add that in. It's like, play as the Wizards and get 22 points. Yeah. No, that
Go,
wasn't
that
it.
was-
go play
suck.
baseball for a season.
So anyway, I think
Play with Bugs Bunny for a season.
I
see how
like
better you get.
baseball. Okay.
there's been a real trend lately in sports games, or especially on the NBA 2K side of things, to feature athletes from yesteryear to kind of bring in more old-timey fans.
Like who? Who are we welcoming this year?
Well, Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq, everybody. Good Burger.
Shazam.
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 No,
Kazam.
Shazam's the ad.
Oh, yeah.
It's Kazam.
No, it's
Kazam.
Shazam's
Shazam.
also the. No, it's a cartoon.
Three
Okay,
wishes
never
from
mind.
a
Shazam's the
boombox.
one with Sinbad.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Same
Also,
No,
a
it's
center
not.
for-
Why does everybody say that?
He's a good comedian, you know. Give him enough
I don't
credit.
care. Shaq is Shaq.
Shazam.
Shaq is
Shazam.
hands down the best human being in existence.
How do you know? Do you met
And
have you
there's
met
no
him?
debating that.
Have you met him? Do you know him personally?
I don't need
Has
to.
he come to your house and said, "Hey, Brandon, I think you're a really cool dude.
He-
Here's a copy of my new
He
game."
wouldn't say that
Yeah, he
to
would.
me.
But it'd be a lot deeper and
He'd be
taller.
like, Actually, he probably would say that. He's Shaq.
Yeah, see, if you like him so much, why don't you like him so much?
What?
Mhm.
I love
Anyway,
it.
Yeah.
Shaq's gonna be in the new game. I think they'll probably do something similar to the Michael Jordan mode.
Where you
that we
just
saw.
break backboards all the time
Exactly. That'll totally
and
be in the
feature
game.
in Good Burger.
I bet that was part of the contract he signed. He was like, there has to be a way that you can break a backboard at one point in this game, man.
Just saying. I'm doing it.
Just gonna like, you gotta wait 15 minutes for them to repair it. And then
He did
he's
it
gonna-
3 times.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
so-
sure.
Well, I think that's why they're as strong as they are today. You know.
Because he's got strong forearms.
He's also like 9 feet tall and a big boy.
He's 7'1",
Some say.
330.
So
something
let's-
like
So-
that.
7'1".
Yeah. He's a tall man.
You ever see his girlfriend standing next to him?
No.
She
Yeah.
is not 7'1". She's very much like
Uh-huh.
5'5", maybe. She's like half of him.
I'm trying to think if there's other players of his physique that have played since him, and then, I mean,
Well,
there's
there's
none that
definitely
really
been
like.
ones that tall, but maybe.
Oh
not.
yeah, that tall for sure, but none of like
Yao Ming.
had, like built like. Well, no, Yao Ming's like
Oh,
a
he's
lot
taller.
yeah, he's
7'6"
taller,
or something.
He's
like
a
that.
twig boy.
Yeah. I mean, even like Dwight Howard, he's tall.
Dwight would be close.
and-
You know who I would think?
I mean, Dwight's muscular,
Andrew
but like,
Bynum was close in terms of physical. makeup.
yeah, probably.
What happened to him?
I don't know. I think he just
I think he got.
He didn't like
he got
basketball.
injured.
He's
Same
like-
thing that happened to
he was
Fred
like, this is
Durst. He faded
boring
into
after
obscurity.
he won.
No.
So moving on from sports cover announcements.
But Shaq.
There were a couple notable releases this week.
Oh, thank
actually,
God.
That come out today. 2 of them. The first one that I wanted to mention is called The Surge, which I haven't played. I'm looking for. We can just. This is real brief. I just thought it was worth mentioning. I'm planning on picking
Real
it up.
boxers, real briefs.
Also, we should note that today, when we're recording, is Tuesday, May 16th.
Yeah, it's today.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
nothing else happens today. It's just pretty.
But I
normal
mean, as the
Tuesday,
podcast
so.
comes out on Thursdays, it's not going to be today.
Yes, thank you for that. I appreciate it. So the game comes out today,
It came out
which
today,
is Tuesday, but the podcast will be released on Thursday, so it will have been out for 2 days.
Tuesdays.
The game's getting a
Two
lot
Tuesdays.
of hype as kind of quote-unquote sci-fi Dark Souls. It's from the developer of Lords of the Fallen, which was a pretty much straight up Dark Souls clone that came out a couple years ago.
Was that good?
It was
Nah.
alright.
Play
It was
it.
alright. I played it for about 5 hours. I wasn't particularly connecting with it, and I think at the time I was actually in between Dark Souls playthroughs, between Scholar of the First Sin and Dark Souls 3, and I was like, this isn't quite doing it for me, but I saw some potential there, and I would like to think that the fact that this is now a sci-fi game that's going to be enough to differentiate it from what they were going for in Lords of the Fallen, which was kind of another Middle Ages swords and bow and arrows and mana and magic powers and that type of thing, and you really can't beat Dark Souls in that category in terms of art design and just lore and world building. So they had a very uphill climb, and
They didn't stand a chance.
No, exactly.
But then they came out with this game, and it, from what I've seen,
looks pretty
it
cool.
looks like it's a pretty good contender for it, at least sci-fi aspect of it. Mr. Phone Man,
I'm
Chew.
bringing up something related.
Oh,
My
Okay.
friend is playing through Dark Souls 3, and the other day he didn't text me back for like 6 hours. And then he sent me this text. Because I just said yarp. He said, "That's not too bad, I guess. I don't know. Maybe for Christmas. I'm going to be a..." Hold on.
Use his language.
Use
You're not
some
supposed to
bad
be-
completely
words.
unrelated.
A lot of bad words here. A lot of bad words
Hold
for
on.
your kids. But while you're looking, it's it
You
looked really
can
cool.
paraphrase if you want, Brandon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use
Okay.
quotations.
Okay.
Cite that.
Let me find a good starting point.
But
Because I guess it went on for a while,
But-
which I didn't realize.
Hmm.
Sorry, I was trying not to kill myself. I changed my mind. I'm not going to let you borrow Dark Souls. You don't deserve that kind of pain. I'm not
Not
even
wrong.
having fun. I've been playing for like 2 weeks and I've barely made a dent in this game. Ha ha ha. That frustrating? Says Brapton. It's too hard. Not fun. Too hard. Just straight up grueling and not fun at all. I haven't had fun yet.
yes. Play
Yes,
Bloodborne.
play Bloodborne. That game is fun, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, Jesus.
He told you
I
to
would-
play Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Bloodborne's, in my opinion, harder than Dark Souls 3.
He beat it already.
Oh.
There's 7 major bosses, quotations, and a ass ton of other bosses, and the story says you have to beat these big important bosses to progress. I can't even beat the first one.
Yeah, sounds
I'm
about right.
stuck in the cathedral, and I keep getting fucking killed. Not fun. 2 out of 10.
Well,
He was pretty mad about
But
it.
no, I saw him last two nights ago, and he's like, "No, it's actually fun now." I just got my ass whooped for like 2 weeks.
well, I can relate to that. I think when I first got into Bloodborne, I had a similar experience, but I will say there are way more than 7 bosses in Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. I mean,
Bunch of tall guys.
he's obviously new.
Yeah. So he seems like he maybe needed to do a little more exploring, and do a little grinding and leveling up and finding better items because.
That's what he did.
Okay, good.
Dark Souls is like a fraternity. You go in, you get hazed the shit out of, and if you don't die and quit the game of life,
Then you
you
get
get
to
in,
play it.
and you get to play.
And you're like
And it
part
gets
of the
fun.
best club
You gotta
around.
do a few keg stands. You gotta,
Don't die
you
from
know,
vodka and fall down the
You
stairs.
gotta watch all the American Pies. You know,
Don't
classic
forget your
frat
souls
stuff.
on the way out.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that because it made me lol.
That's
That
cool.
stands for LOL.
So the Surge, I definitely want to check that out. We also have this week a brand new fighting game, one called Injustice 2.
Yes. Yes.
Talked a little bit about the DLC characters last week. Now the full-fledged game is here. It seems to be getting very good reviews. I think it's sitting right now at about an 87 on Metacritic.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Still very early, so it could go
9
down a
on
bit.
GameSpot. It's
9
got
on
a.
GameSpot.
It's
Yeah.
got a 9 somewhere else. I don't remember where.
IGN Spain. That's what I said.
What?
IGN's
when I was reading off.
No,
some
it
of
wasn't
them-
IGN. It was somewhere else.
No, their Bane was the place that.
No, they're Spain. IGN Spain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, these are Bane.
Oh.
Batman.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
they-
it
What
seems
are
like
Bane's
it's
in
getting
it?
very positive reviews. I played the first Injustice for, I don't know, a couple dozen hours or so. I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed the multiplayer. I thought the story mode was one of the best I'd seen in a fighting game. And this game looks like it's continuing in an even bigger and better fashion. So
It looks really interesting. We watched the trailer today, and with like gameplay and all that, and there's apparently a whole mode for online gets really buffed, whereas it's kind of incorporating a huge RPG like level system,
Yeah.
loot drop, You can customize your character, your levels, your appearance. You can do different movesets. You can get power-up abilities, which can't be used to make certain online modes you can't use them in, of course, because it would make it too imbalanced and broken.
Also, I think it said online. It took more of like a Marvel vs. Capcom aspect where you choose 3 characters.
Yeah, I love that.
3 characters.
I love Marvel vs.
I think
Capcom.
that's just a certain mode. Like
It might be.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
I don't think it's all team based. Yeah, but yeah.
No, it's not all. I think it's just online. Well, there's an online mode for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that does look sick, and I'm super stoked for the new Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that comes out sometime, I think, within the next coming year.
Yeah, September, October, November.
Yeah.
Hopefully see you then.
I'm wondering how the loot system is going to be received by fans, because that is one thing that I think fighting games have kind of been behind the curve on a little bit in terms of keeping their player base engaged. You see that first-person shooters caught onto it about a decade ago, where there was just this endless cycle of loot and progression that would make you want to keep coming back. And fighting games never have really implemented that in an effective way.
I mean, they've always been repetitive. They've only increased in like difficulty.
I think they've been
if you're playing like computer mode.
They've been catering to like their audience, though. I can see in this way. Like I definitely agree. I want to see like more, at least for a single player, the loot system. But they've always like Evo, all these other fighting games like Street Fighter, like Super Smash Bros. Melee. They know they have that crowd and they know they have that niche audience. Where it's like I've seen people who play Street Fighter to the point where they're picking up on like different cells, like it's just polygons moving and hitboxes.
Yeah. But like this is different. This has always been one-on-one. This is like Mortal Kombat-ish,
Injustice, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it's like Mortal Kombat.
Well, it's from the same developer as Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. But it's I don't know. I'm glad that they're implementing new stuff because it obviously needs to be done, because the past like 3-4 Mortal Kombat games, even the last Injustice, the only time I could play it is when it was with other people.
Yeah.
I will say that I think they had really good story modes, but those were over in 5 to 10 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So they weren't type of things that you'd want to come back to for a few months. Something like Call of Duty or Destiny, where you're chasing that piece of gear.
Yeah.
And if they can effectively make that a fun part of the game in the fighting genre, it could be potentially pretty revolutionary.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what they actually do with it.
That would be kind of difficult in the sense for the MMO aspect of like raids, where they have that like the big raids for like Destiny or like any big like MMO where it's like, oh, you're chasing that gear, you're chasing that drop, but you have to grind the specific boss and you have to get the specific raid over and over and over to do it. Whereas in a fighting game, it's like, all right, you get your match, and I could see maybe it's like a 1 versus the CPU, but it would kind of be a little weird because I'm kind of comparing it or thinking it'd be like you get to that last boss on like arcade mode or whatever, and it's either Tekken or Street Fighter single player, and you just get your ass whooped multiple times by this guy because you get there, your thumbs are already hurting, you're a little sore, but you got your combos figured out, and this guy just whoops you. It's like Akuma or the guy in Street Fighter 4 when I played it. He kicked my ass so many times. Street Fighter 2, I believe it was M. Bison, I think he was the last in 2, and he just kicked the shit out of you. Shao Kahn, was it Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Shao Kahn just beat you, especially in the new Mortal Kombat.
Dude, Mortal Kombat's hard.
But it would be definitely interesting to see them do something like that, like offer like a raid system, or like maybe it'd be very interesting and I think a very difficult thing to do concerning a fighting game. But it would be cool to see, and I hope I do plan to check out Injustice and see like how they do that, because the loot I love. Like that's a big
maybe we'll do a let's play for it.
Yeah, that could be fun.
I would be very interested in doing that.
We'll get some loot.
Yeah, we'll get some loot.
And right, I totally see what you're saying about the fact that, a fighting game is a 90-second loop. It's not a giant level that you can explore. And making that into a game that has an audience that's dedicated to, that's not quite at the competitive level, is something that we haven't seen. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how Injustice 2 plays out along those lines. So, speaking of raids, exactly. I saw an interesting story on Kotaku this week about a fire team in Destiny. I wish I had written the name down of the players in said fire team that were able to complete every raid in the game without using guns.
So you're talking melee, you're talking specials, you're talking grenades.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's incredibly impressive because I can't even beat them with guns. I have beat actually I've beaten all the raids except for I don't think I ever beat the newest one. But anyway, this is a pretty incredible feat, and it just got me thinking. Has there ever been a time where you were playing a game where you created a new set of rules for yourself that would either just add replayability, maybe you had thought you'd seen everything in the game and you didn't have money to go out and get a new one, you're like, how can I make this fun again? Or maybe just a feat in a game that you were looking to achieve that...
like pre-achievements, like something you wanted to hit before
or maybe
you
even
got that.
post-achievements, but just something that was adding a new layer of game that you
Kept
had
you
devised
playing.
yourself.
Yeah. And for me, that game was kind of back in high school, GTA 4 online.
Yeah.
I would have my group of buddies, or probably 5 or 6 of us. We all played GTA 4 on Xbox 360. And we just kind of like dicked around in the open world, and we made up games. There was
Thank you for giving me my answer, because it's not
It
the same
happened.
game, but
Well,
it gave me my answer.
but a game like GTA 4, before there were game modes, but there weren't exactly a lot of game modes like there are now in GTA 5, where it's kind of more what's the word? Like to create your own, like,
Customizable,
Yeah, you
personal.
can't customize.
There's
it.
also
It's no, like,
achievements and shit
like
to go
Forge
off
and
of.
like
yeah,
back
it's not
then,
like a
there-
Forge in Halo or whatever. But I mean, there's this one thing that we always did where we went to the top of one, like there's one specific roof in the game where it had kind of like this little like garden on top, and it had like a little patio.
Oh yeah.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
and so half of us would just stand on that roof with guns, and and the other half of us would just fly helicopters around, and we
That's
would be like
awesome.
dropping grenades and like shooting off the helicopters, trying to kill these guys that are on the roof, and they would obviously be shooting back at us, and like we just tried to kill each other.
That's awesome.
And that was like what we did most of the time, and had fun doing it.
That reminds me of mine as well. In Vice City, when that was out, when I used to play that for the PS2, there'd be that one building you go, I think one by like the hospital, and me and my little brother we'd sit there and be like, oh, let's go do the cheat, and you'd have to do like the R1, R2, L1, R2 weapon cheat. That's so many. I got so
Amateur.
Oh yeah, okay, beginners. Sorry guys. Welcome back to 2001. But I'd go to the top of the hospital and you'd sit there and I would just see how many stars I could get. And so I would just rack up the stars and just see how long I could. It was like
Everybody
like,
played
wave.
that
Yeah,
game.
everyone played that game.
Yeah, that was
Pick
about,
a location, camp down, and kill everyone.
That's
you
about
can.
it for me that I can think
I
of.
feel like that. I mean, of course, I played through the stories of GTA, but when I was playing with friends, it was just kind of go on a killing spree, see how long you can last, be as daring.
Yeah,
as
when
you
you're
possibly
playing with
can,
other
get to
people,
6
that's just how
stars.
it goes. Then you pass the controller.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And I think that was lost with the newer generation of GTAs. I mean, it was there to an
Autosave
extent.
is what
San
happened.
Andreas.
It wasn't.
You kidding me?
Okay, and San Andreas, but that was still on PS2.
Yeah, but autosave kind of came in and was just
Still,
like,
San Andreas is my favorite GTA.
Well,
Oh.
that's cool.
it's going.
That's cool. Does this table have to be nailed
No,
to the ground?
I have to agree. There would be. I would spend hours. I would go over my old high school friend's house, and I'd bring that. And when I lived in Connecticut, and he lived in Massachusetts, and we'd go down after school, and we'd spend the weekend. But we'd spend all Friday night, little 14-year-old selves, just on the PS2 with the Dodo Bird card cheat, the health card cheat. We just fly through the whole map, and we just go. And we just crazy for hours. You wouldn't believe it.
I remember for a time.
I wasted my life.
for a time in GTA 4, there was this glitch with the parachutes. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a glitch with the parachutes where you could just like tap the triggers, and instead of just like slowly drifting down, you would slowly start going up. And so you could literally just use your parachute and fly to wherever you wanted on the map.
That's amazing.
That's
And
really good.
That was a super fun time.
I love the skydiving in GTA 5.
I still haven't played GTA 5. I've
Really?
only
Wow.
heard
You're the
it's
only one.
amazing.
You're
Yeah,
the only one.
yeah, that's what I've heard from everybody
You
I've
watched
ever
a
told
lot
that
of
to.
people play it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still want to play it
I've
myself.
played it very minimally.
Brandon, you have a
from-
non-GTA answer for the this question?
No, I don't.
No.
Actually, It's like it's
We're not
San
thinking outside the box.
Andreas,
Red Dead Redemption.
and it was getting every gang territory that was possible. But the problem was when I did it, there was this little itty bitty square that was still purple.
On your map.
Yeah. And I was like, okay,
You're
I'll go
free.
there. I'll just
You're
get
just-
it real quick. Don't mind me. There was never a gang member there. It was that small. Like that I had to let other gang members take the territories near it so I could get that little piece before I could get that one. Otherwise, I couldn't complete it.
Wow.
This was like back on the Xbox. Like,
The original Xbox?
yeah,
How long did it take you think?
a long time. Way too long.
You know, I actually never beat San Andreas either. I did get quite far. I do remember the exact mission where I just said, fuck it, this is too annoying.
You're supposed to catch the train,
I
CJ!
had gotten to the
that's
third.
an
annoying
I think
one.
I was doing a mission for the James Woods character in the game.
Yes! The plane one?
Yeah, yes.
The plane one
Yes, it was the
fucking
plane one.
sucks.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible.
It's the worst mission in that entire game, and you don't know how many times I have said frick as a 8th grader. And just been like, frick you, James Woods, who I don't know yet because you're not relevant to me. But either way, yeah, fuck that mission.
That mission was terrible.
I've,
and I go on.
I've beaten that game 3 times, all without cheats. The only cheat I implemented was gambling and turning the Xbox off if I lost $1 billion. Or $1 million.
Anyway, at that point, I had already unlocked the 3 out of the 3 locations, and I had seen most of it. I didn't.
Did you play it on like the original Xbox?
Yeah, no,
Or
PS2.
PS2.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, a great game. My favorite is still Vice City, but I think that's just for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game. It's got the best soundtrack.
Does have a
It's
pretty
got the
killer
most.
soundtrack.
It's got the soundtrack that fits the game the most.
You don't listen to a lot of Dre, do you?
I do.
no, Vice City definitely has the best soundtrack.
Like
I'm
yeah,
just
Vice
kidding.
City just like every song fits the time period, and they're all from the '80s, and they're all distinctive, and every station has a certain thing you're looking for.
Yeah.
Whatever mood you're in. Like on the other GTA's, there's a lot of just kind of throwaway stations. where it's
Random
just,
Yeah.
country
Yeah.
and like.
What
it's
what year was 3 supposed to take place in? Like, what year did
Modern
3?
day. It
Like
came out-
1990? Or was
no,
like
it
early
came out-
2000?
Yeah, it came out in 01. So, and then
3 wasn't the best.
oh yes, it was.
I laughed so
03
hard
is
at that
the
game when I was
most
a little kid.
revolutionary game of the
I
century.
mean, revolutionary, but it's not the best game of the GTA series.
Well,
It made the
okay.
most
At
progress.
least so need to give it its respect. Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
classic mobster shit.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm about to get my knees bashed in, so never mind.
So
GTA 3 is the
what
best.
came to
Just
my
keep my
mind
mouth shut.
when I was thinking about ways that I've exploited, or not exploited, but ways I've added replayability to a game where it wasn't officially in the game was the Tony Hawk series. Because when I was a kid, that was the jam. 2, I've probably put more hours into than any game ever, besides perhaps maybe the original Halo. 3, similar amount. But what my friends and I would do was just think about all these different ways that we can make it more challenging to get high scores and compete against each other. Especially in 2, it's became kind of a thing to get 1,000,000 points on the first level. And after we had become accustomed to doing that, and you get 1,000,000 points within a 2-minute time period. It's pretty tough. I went back to it a couple of years ago, and I couldn't get past like 650, 700,000.
What game is this? I just zoned out.
Tony
I'm
Hawk
sorry.
Pro Skater
Okay.
2. So after we got to 1,000,000, we started doing all types of things like you can't do any grab tricks. You can only do,
No manuals.
well, no, I don't think that is even, I mean, I guess it's probably possible, but no, I don't know if we ever
Well, I
did
meant
that
manual, like, what's
that-
up? I'm manualing. All these combos.
Yeah, that's how you make big combos in that game is manuals. So we would just do things like,
But no grabs?
yeah, no grabs. So
What the
No,
fuck? Why?
no, because we just wanted to make it trickier for each other, just to improve our skills. Be like, oh, you know, I'm better at doing kick flips than you are. I'm the best at doing the triple heel flip and things of that nature. And then we probably did things like, well, I'm going to do it with my eyes closed, or I don't know.
And then I'd go outside
I could
and try.
actually play that
I'm
game.
going to do
with my
it
eyes
with
closed.
Officer Dick, who was one of the unlockable characters, or I'm gonna do it not using any specials. So it was pretty much just see who can get the best score, which is what the game essentially was once you got to a certain point after you've completed all the objectives.
I go outside and try to skateboard and cry because I fall off.
Yeah, well, I did that for a while too until I injured myself and
You injured
Gave
yourself?
Gave it up.
yeah, I just was trying to do a kickflip and the top of the board landed
Bop.
right between my balls.
Oh, credit card.
Credit card. You take
I actually used the
Cash or
skateboard a
credit?
fair amount.
And it was after that I kind of just
Nah, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
stick
once
to
your
the-
balls are
I
gone,
know.
what else do you have
I'm
left?
just gonna play Tony Hawk on the
Your
on
PS2.
I actually have another answer
I haven't
Because-
I pretty much said all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
because I totally forgot that I used to do this, but glitches in Halo 2.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
rocket jump,
Rocket
pocket
jumps,
jump, socket
like just
jump.
glitch jumps, top of lockout. I'll meet you up there, you know?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's kind of ringing a bell.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I completely
that.
forgot about it. But I used to do that so much. All the DLC maps they had for Halo
That
2.
were just a separate disc before DLC was a thing. Yes, those were
Oh
great.
wow, I remember.
The
There was
Halo.
9 maps.
you,
on
Halo
it.
2
you,
map.
Nine
you
maps.
needed somebody.
Yep.
Like, I didn't have Xbox Live at the time. I had to.
Remember that
hang out
one
with my
by the
friend.
water?
Mhm.
There was one by the
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one.
I had to hang out with my friend who had Xbox Live just so I can get those maps because I wanted to fuck around with them. But there's one where you jam a what is it? Not a wraith. Jam a wraith into someone while they're standing against the
Ghost?
wall.
Yeah, I remember
wraith,
that
the
one.
big one.
A wraith?
The
Okay.
big
But
one.
you have to have overshield. And it just launches you up.
Yeah.
And you're just
into
like,
outer
hey, I'm
space.
up here, and there's nothing to do, but I'm still doing this.
That
this
was
is
awesome.
fun for some reason.
I remember doing
'Cause
that.
I'm just dicking with coders.
Yeah, they broke the game, not me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But-
And I think another game that I thought of after you mentioned Tony Hawk was like I played a lot of Skate
Oh.
when it came out, and Skate was a pretty
Ragdoll game that put
Yeah.
ragdoll physics on the map. You do one little
Oh
thing
my
and fall and
gosh.
just
Break
just
every
wait 5 minutes to just. All right, you're back.
And that game was awesome though. It was like revolutionary for like
Almost, yeah,
skateboarding
Yeah.
games.
for,
Skate.
definitely for
Yeah.
skating games, but definitely didn't catch on as well because it was so
I mean,
much
they did
harder.
make 2
Yeah.
and 3.
Yeah, they made up. They
Did
they
they?
followed. Yeah, they
Yeah,
followed
yeah.
up with sequels. They all.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't last too long as
It's
price
got a
wise,
big
but
following.
Well, I meant like just people I know. It was like
Speaking
like,
of-
I
It
mean
didn't become Tony Hawk.
yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean it was a lot more difficult, but I think that's what made it so much fun.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually like having the 2 control sticks you have to use them in order to do certain tricks and everything.
Yeah.
You're not just
No,
Mashing
I've
buttons and-
played it, but it's definitely funny too.
I think the most frustrated I've ever gotten
Launching
in a
into
game.
cars.
The most frustrated I've ever gotten at a game, like not playing Dark Souls, not doing any of these new, like really frustrating games. The most frustrated I've ever been, I'll never forget it. It was me sitting in my grandma's bed, and I just rented that weekend Tony Hawk's Underground 1, and I
Great
couldn't
game.
get past Florida. I was at Florida, and I could not beat it. And I was sitting there, like 12-year-old me, just. And I was just so mad. I got so upset that I shut the game off, and I made my mom bring me back to Blockbuster to return it that day.
Wow.
'Cause I was so
Fucking
frustrated.
diva.
Oh, I was having a fit.
Damn.
Haven't touched it
Wow.
since.
So, anyway, I guess you didn't play 2 and 3 very much, or else you would have been a pro.
I
but
played
Two was
Underground too.
great.
I hate it. I didn't
No,
play.
no,
I didn't
no,
play skateboard
just
games. I like
regular.
character.
Just regular Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
No, I played it because of the character creator. I made my guy look all yellow like Homer Simpson, and then just like a punk rock Homer Simpson.
nice.
Just
There was some
skateboarding
good
around.
Simpsons games on PS2.
Oh,
Oh.
hit and run. Oh
Yeah.
man, that
Road
game.
Rage? You kidding
Yeah.
me?
Hold
Great
on.
game.
That was like Crazy
Road
Taxi.
Rage was the Crazy Taxi one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit and run was
Yeah,
like the
Run-
GTA style
Yeah,
one.
that was
Yeah.
that was good, and it had so many references to episodes.
So many
And
hours into that game.
Road
They should
Rage.
release that on virtual
Oh
console.
god, that'd be amazing.
Just
Still don't have the
saying.
rights to it just because it's like.
Put it on Steam.
Just saying. But Road Rage was the second game I got for PS2 after I returned it because I wanted a second controller as a 10-year-old and I didn't put the first controller in the box.
You really got that.
But I actually did that.
Wow.
I told my
Sneaky,
parents
sneaky.
it didn't work. So I could go get a second controller
Hell
for
yeah.
free. Devious, right? I also did that with the Wii U.
Yeah.
Except the Wii U actually didn't work.
Yep.
Oh my
First
Yeah,
Wii U
funny.
I bought, it
Yeah,
came
yeah.
with
Speaking-
the
Go ahead.
Sorry. Came with the Mario, like, Luigi size
The booster
game.
overalls.
Came with it. I took it
both
out.
of them.
Tried working it. I'm like, this game doesn't fucking work. Brought it back. Didn't return the game. They gave me another one with the game in it. Bam! Sold the other game for $60.
That didn't work.
No, the game worked.
The Wii U didn't.
The Wii U didn't.
Yeah.
A couple devious things I did as a child. When Ratchet and Clank Going Commando was coming out, well, this isn't too bad, but
Don't get too crazy.
I went under the tree, and it was for Christmas, and I unwrapped it, and I like took it downstairs and played it and everything, and I played it for like 3 days, and then I wrapped it again, and then opened it on Christmas, and I was like, "Whoa, awesome!
Yeah, that's badass."
I wish I had the balls to do
That's
that.
awesome.
And then I was like, I gotta make sure they don't see there's no wrap around this game.
How did they not see you play it? Or did you have your own little area too?
Yeah, I
like,
did.
okay,
I had my own
that's what I had.
downstairs
So I was
room.
I'd be like, watch. I feel so bad for the kids that had to grow up playing it in the living room with their parents would just walk in and just be
Doing
like,
great, am I? I'm happy.
just so embarrassed. I just get so embarrassed for no reason. Like, this is my game, Dad. Don't watch it. It's fine.
You don't understand.
Do you understand? You don't like Kingdom Hearts, Dad. Get out of here. I know the kid doesn't have a shirt on. Dad, I know it's the Little Dad, no, we don't have to have it talking. No,
Oh,
it's
that's
the Little
the
Mermaid.
one I bought the VHS for you, huh? Yes, that's
Yeah, Dad.
yes, that's Jack Skellington.
Dad,
Fuck off.
leave.
Frick off.
No,
Please.
beat this topic into the
Okay.
ground.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Going.
Yeah, thank
Here
God
we go.
Kingdom Hearts didn't have a second
Okay.
disc.
So one of the biggest news stories from this week was we had Assassin's Creed leaks all over the place.
And nobody noticed because it was so sneaky.
Exactly.
There's-
well, no,
there's
we
strings
noticed, and we wanted to talk about it. And
Wiley noticed.
details of this include that it's going to take place in Egypt.
That is actually awesome.
I think that's a cool place for some
Yeah.
assassinating. Let's see what else.
No multiplayer.
These were some of the. There was a long
Please
list.
no.
This is yet to be confirmed, but a well-informed leaker has provided these details. The game will feature no multiplayer. Will have no towers that are have become a custom thing in pretty much every Ubisoft game, whether it be Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, even
Zelda.
which obviously isn't a Ubisoft game. But the game's going to have a heavy focus on story. I didn't write this down, but apparently it's going to have be heavily influenced by The Witcher in terms of its combat, which is interesting.
That'll be cool.
Modern day sections are also larger than usual. Main character is an Israelite trying to free slaves of Egypt.
Moses.
Yo, that's awesome.
So what do we think? Are we ready for another?
I'm ready
Assassin's
for
Creed?
Moses.
Tyler wants to start. I'll let him start.
I don't know. I mean, I played Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, but after that, it kind of just
2
got
is the
old.
best.
I know the other Assassin's Creed. I mean, they didn't get like that great of ratings, like Black Flag.
Black
and-
Flag.
Black Flag
Black
is
Flag
actually
got
pretty well received.
crazy
Did
good
it?
ratings.
I
didn't
play
like-
it,
I
but-
It
didn't
was
like it.
also amazing. I cleared through that entire
I
game.
couldn't get into it. I wanted
Yeah.
to get into it so bad. You're a badass pirate. You get ships. You get stuff.
You're
just
not a badass pirate. That's the best
You
part.
are a
just
pirate.
act like a badass pirate, motherfucker.
Yeah, you are.
You're an assassin.
Pirate.
You're an assassin pirate, but you just pretend to be a pirate because pirates. The
I do
shit.
that in my
That's how you get
bathtub.
the money.
And I don't get any money.
That's how you get the money.
I mean, for me, I just got tired of the gameplay after Assassin's Creed 2. I'm like, I didn't want to play any more of them.
You're like, hey, ravioli meatball. Who's got the
Well,
apple?
that was almost 10 years ago, Tyler. Aren't you ready for something new?
Of the same.
No, I'm not. I
No.
want
All right.
to. It's old games doing new things.
Well,
Teach an old dog new bones. Can't get him new bones
I
because he's
have-
dead.
this is a series that I really don't have too much experience in. I feel like it's if I had to point to one franchise that stood out as a big hole in my gaming knowledge from the previous generation, number one would definitely be Assassin's Creed, because the only ones that I've played for a significant amount of time are the original and Black Flag.
You didn't play 2?
No, and
Ooh.
I know that's
Adios
apparently the
mio!
best.
That's a spicy meatball.
That's the first from the Ezio trilogy.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel that those are the strongest from a story standpoint. So yeah, I would be open to this, especially the fact I also didn't mention that apparently it's going to be called Assassin's Creed Origins. Super generic title.
Why do they do that?
I know they get
Xbox
so
One,
clever with their
Xbox
names.
5.
I hate their names.
But it does at least tell you that this game's going to take place before all the other ones. It's kind of like, you haven't played an Assassin's Creed. That's okay. You can jump in with this one. That's how it felt
I
to
feel
me.
like that's what a lot of games are doing now.
Yeah.
Even Final Fantasy 15 just came out. The first thing it says every time you boot up the game, a Final Fantasy for fans and first timers,
And for dumbasses.
which is not an accurate representation. Is not an accurate representation of it.
I
I
was-
want to go on, go play 3 or 6.
I also want to say, like, it has been a long time, so I don't really remember exactly, but
or 4. That's a good one.
did Assassin's Creed 2 kind of like finish off the SEO series, or did it leave it open
No.
ended?
Basically, yes, because of the story.
Don't. Oh.
It's been long enough. You can talk about how it ended.
Yeah.
I haven't played
Basically,
Assassin's
it ends
Creed
with
yet.
this
It's
huge,
2017.
conspiracy that the government is just fucking you with the
Yeah.
butthole.
And you get like this thing that you take out of like the
The
memories.
apple
of
of
Yeah,
it.
Eden,
yeah, and it's like you have to, and then nothing ever happens after that. Nothing
Yeah.
ever happens with that, and
And I
that's
think-
what like turned me off to
yeah, I
that for
think
so
that's
long,
why I
except for
stopped
Black
playing.
Flag, because the gameplay was
I mean, did
super
you guys
fun.
play Brotherhood and?
I played 3,
No.
and I played half of Brotherhood. Brotherhood was
Well, that's another Ezio game, right?
no Brotherhood.
I think.
I don't think
Wait,
so.
it brought him back. I think, brother. No, wait.
3 was I thought.
What's the one where it's like him and the guy? Like it's him and Ezio on the cover. I think, or it's like
Either
him
way,
in black
I
and him
started
and like an old
Brotherhood. It
man.
was not very good, and I was pissed off that I didn't have some goddamn answers.
Well, I think
Yeah.
Man, sis.
And I think that's why I never picked it up again, because all the games that did come out after that, it
2 had
Didn't have
the
anything to
most
do with
epic ending ever.
I
And I'm
don't
like,
know.
why?
I would.
That's the one where Jesus comes out of the
I
cave
don't
after 3
know
days,
for
right?
sure.
I'm gonna look it up,
Yeah.
and if I find out that
'cause I know
Brotherhood
there's an
follows
Ezio-
up on that shit, I'm gonna play it
There's
because
an
I own it.
Ezio trilogy.
Yeah.
So
I own that
think
also.
2 was the first one in the trilogy. So maybe there's more left to the story that you still have to discover.
Perhaps for next week.
Perhaps.
Ah!
All right. So anyway, I think you guys sounded mostly negative, but I'm excited to give it another shot.
Give what in it?
What?
Me?
Assassin's
Creed?
Creed.
Oh.
I said I was excited.
Okay,
I don't know.
well, there we go.
They weren't.
I don't know.
Tyler being the negative
This is just a
Nancy.
positive sandwich with bad jelly in the middle.
Hey, can't buy an Uncrustable, and you don't know what's inside of it. It's a no
You know
crust.
exactly what's inside.
So,
Yeah, but bad jelly.
last story. I know this
Pee-pee.
is a
Pee-pee jelly.
a group with a couple big Nintendo fans.
Nope.
It's
They're pretty good.
According to the Wall Street Journal, apparently they report on games.
Yeah.
The next Zelda Zelda and Nintendo mobile game is a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think that they're going to approach this as? Is it going to be a Zelda Light, a la Super Mario Run? Is it going to be a Four Swords Adventures type thing?
I'd like to see it like that. It'd be cool because it's neat because what they've done
Mario Run
has
is
stuck to
not-
the Mario formula of the game, whereas Fire
That's-
Emblem Heroes has stuck to the Fire Emblem formula
Yeah,
of the game.
no, which means they should do their own thing. And Mario Run would not match Zelda. Mario,
Well, of course.
I'm saying it's like you keep it to
Yeah, I've
the
played.
Zelda
I've
formula.
played some Mario Run. It's fun.
Fun
But
run.
Fire Emblem game actually.
Yeah,
incredible.
exactly. They would do that with
I-
Zelda. I feel like they could do that with Zelda.
They should.
but not like
And
not
I-
like tactical, but like
but
more
will
action
they?
oriented. I hope they
I
will.
don't know. So
That's
is it going to be a top-down,
way more
Link to the Past
complicated.
style?
That would be nice. That
That's
would
what
be
I would
cool.
assume. I mean, I don't think it's gonna
with the
look
hardware
like
it's
Breath
going to
of the
be
Wild.
on. Yeah, no way it would be Breath of the Wild. I think it'd probably harken back on the.
That would
on
be
mobile.
That would be
some sort of
crazy.
game, but it's also coming out in when, like
Next
Well,
year
they
later.
announced,
Yeah.
2018.
It's all just concept,
2018
I think.
estimated.
But I think it'll probably harken back because they have a bunch of series stuff to do it, and like most mobile games have, from my experience, because I'm a huge mobile game nerd. Because I like doing
Yeah,
spare
you
time at work.
fucking are.
I
you
love mobile
goddamn
games.
dweeb.
But I basically what they do is if it's like a well-known series like that or something, they have the game where it's like, okay, you can get this character from this one, or this character from this game, or these characters from this. But I'm thinking it'd be cool to see Zelda go in the path of like top down, like Link to the Past or Four Swords, maybe Minish Cap style, something like that. But of course they'll try to they'll put something in where it's like free to play. They're free to pay to play or pay to win. I hope it's not pay to win, but
Premium.
freemium exactly. with that, maybe like, oh yeah, you purchase this character, or use orbs or gems or something to
Right.
get this character. You know, for the pulls, the random character pulls, you get super rare, blah blah blah. These chances, like all the other games. Mobile
I
games.
bet that they're gonna feature some sort of loot system or
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, it's a mobile
because
game.
Yeah.
you know I had recently read that Super Mario Run had been downloaded somewhere about 10 times more than
That-
Fire Emblem Awakening.
And
Really?
Pokemon Go.
But Fire Emblem Awakening is more
Heroes?
profitable. Or
Heroes,
Heroes.
yeah.
Sorry.
That's
So-
okay. Fire Emblem comes out.
Have you
Or
played
no?
it at all?
Run?
No,
That's right.
Fire Emblem.
No, I have played
It's-
Mario Run. I have
It's
not played
actually
Fire
like
Emblem.
really great. I haven't spent any money on it, but it's still really, really fun. It's just classic Fire Emblem on your phone.
And they give you rewards every day for logging in.
I
too.
also
it's like, hey, 2 premium
pre-ordered the
currency.
new game, which comes out next week.
Friday, the 19th.
Yeah, so
So this week.
Right, yeah, a new 3DS
So-
Fire Emblem is about to come out.
I'll try to play a little bit of that and give some feedback on it.
Where do you get all this money from?
Me!
Yeah, you have it, folks.
I get discounts on Amazon because Amazon Prime is the best. Amazon Prime,
Okay, well,
go gold or go home. That's their saying now because I said so.
That's how I
so
feel.
those were my top 5 stories of the week. Anyway, that wraps up most of the show. This is the time where I like to talk about maybe some ideas we have for the week, if we have any. If not, then go ahead, Brandon.
What do you want?
I pre-ordered Fire Emblems, as I just mentioned, and maybe I'll play some of that, and then I'll have some information on it next week.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to some Fire Emblem.
Wow.
What's the subtitle this time? What's
So, hold on, I can find out. Page 1. Echoes.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Nice.
I also pre-ordered those
Okay.
2 amiibos.
All right.
Oh, nice.
It's too deep.
So when I get those, I'll put them right there so they block us.
Anthony, you got anything that you'd like to add? You're just gonna keep making the amazing.
Also more
Prey.
Prey.
just gonna-
Well, Amazon.
You're gonna play some
Prime.
more Overwatch in there,
Well, we
right?
know you're gonna
I'm
play
really
more.
hoping, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm really hoping my Gundam game comes in from PlayAsia.com so I can play that.
You got it
and
from
be a huge
PlayAsia.
nerd. Yeah.
It's gonna take so
So
long.
it's
But get-
Japanese
yeah.
import.
Yeah, but get this, it's a Japanese import game that knows they have a Gundam audience here in the West, and they're just like, all right, well, we're going to make the game, but it's fully translated perfectly. We're just not going to release it in the U.S. We're going to put it off in Hong Kong somewhere, and, you know, if they're fans, they'll find it and
For
buy
what
it.
system though?
PS4.
Does it work?
What?
Yeah, it's totally translated. It works on English systems, and I'm super pumped for it. 'Cause
Huh.
it's like you're playing with little models. They're called Gunplas. Like the actual
Yeah.
models you buy are Gunplas.
Yeah, it's gonna come in and it's gonna be region locked.
I'm gonna be
Sorry.
pissed
Yeah,
off.
you're gonna be fucked.
No, I did my research, but if it does, I will eat my hat. But well, I guess I could do it.
You're gonna be like, don't work.
I'm gonna be so mad. I only got it for like $20 though, which is nice because I had PayPal like a balance on it already. But that was cool.
Nice.
So I'm excited to do that. Hopefully that comes in, but probably till then I'll be playing a little bit Stardew Valley and Overwatch.
I'm glad you
Oh,
brought
yeah.
up Stardew Valley because I am the Stardew Valley advocate in this group, and I can't wait until you guys have some fun tales to tell me about your adventures on the
I
farm.
can't wait to tell you about how nobody
About
danced
your-
with me at the
about your
Spring
silly
Festival for the
farm.
first time, and I was just sitting in the corner like, oh wow.
Hey, you've only been there for 12 days. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You don't know
Nobody
shit.
likes me. What do you do? I had a girl insult me. She's like, "You'd be cute if you didn't have those clothes." And I was like, "I like my brown jacket and jeans."
Anyway, how
Working
about
a
you,
farm
Tyler?
all
And I
day.
thought you were talking about real life, and I was
Maybe,
like,
I know.
I've
Would work,
never
yeah.
seen you wear a
Stupid.
brown jacket. Why
Jeans,
were you
yes.
wearing it that day around that woman?
Tyler's
Yeah.
Tyler's,
So
Tyler's jacket.
I think what I'm gonna do is I do want to start a series of Overwatch where I'm gonna create. I'm just gonna go make some sagas and like for a certain amount of time. I'm only gonna play attack, defense, tank, or support heroes, and hopefully these guys will join in with me.
No, I hate you.
'Cause I
We don't
gotta-
hang out with him.
And yeah, that's what I want to do. Maybe I do kind of want to try playing Stardew Valley again. I might start a brand new game because
You should. It's way better. to start from the
because you
beginning.
know I know you were there when I started playing it on PC, and on PC they have different options for like the land that you can start on.
Yeah,
Oh, really? They don't have that on the console version?
No.
I think they've patched it in at this point,
Might
but I
have,
don't
they?
know because I'm like 80 hours into mine, and I'm like,
I'm not.
starting
Ain't
again.
going back.
Yeah.
There's no turning back. I need my turnips.
That's
Yeah,
like
so I mean,
starting over fucking Animal Crossing.
Oh God, no.
No, thank you.
So I mean, I chose the island land, which like there's a whole lot of water around, and I think that's kind of like
Probably why.
made me focus on like fishing, which I mean, it's alright, but
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's
should
fun,
choose the
but
starter
it
farm,
shouldn't be your
it's
main
nice.
focus.
I was like really, cause the little thumbnail was just like, oh, this one thing. I was like blank around it, and I was like, choose this, but I hope it's not like that. And it's not. It's cool. There's like a little forest
Yeah.
next to you, there's a bunch of trees. It's really nice. Really.
so I
serene.
think I might have a better experience if I started on that my first kind of playthrough.
Alright, well, I'm thinking I want to continue with the Little Nightmares playthrough. Episode 1 available now. Episodes 2, 3, and 4 coming soon, and more coming soon after that. We just haven't recorded them yet. In addition to that, I would like to write a review for Nier Automata. Hopefully I can get through the second playthrough before next week, and I'll be able to do that. And finally get up some other videos that we've been working on as well, such as our Hyperlight Drifter and Horizon Zero Dawn review. Other than that, that about wraps it up. Anything else we want to say before we
Well,
say
competing
farewell?
with Wiley, I'd like to also write a review.
Oh, yeah, on what?
Maybe about
You got a
this
competition.
new app I found called Google Docs. It's very cool. You can do all your Google Docs stuff there.
So I think you meant to say
No.
I think you meant to say pray when you said.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm actually glad that you actually. But I'd actually like to do one on Prey.
All right.
Thank you
Very
for
cool.
actually picking up on that.
Third part of the
Well,
Jesus documentary.
Some
Thank
people
you.
can
Right.
get through the sarcasm.
For watching the video today.
Please make sure if you like this video to like
Smash
it
that motherfucking like button.
and subscribe.
Flip a
Please.
table, slap a bitch, and like that shit.
Because
Don't do-
we
don't
love
do
doing
that.
this. We love doing this for us. We love doing this for you. Hope you enjoy it. Hopefully somebody enjoys it. But I mean, if not, then we're just going to do it for fun, for ourselves, because we like it.
Yeah, so whatever.
If you like it, watch it. If you don't, turn it to your library.
If you don't, here's my 2 cents.
All right, guys.
Have a good night.
All right, have a good night. Love you.
Miss you,
Stay
love you,
level,
bye.
folks. Mwah.